Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special birthday edition of Friday Live. I am your host, Tracy Ready, and I come to you every week and talk about the intersection of relationships and current events. This is broadcasted on the Soul Care for Single Black Women Facebook and YouTube pages. So if you are wherever you're watching on, whichever one of those platforms, by all means, let us know that you're watching by leaving a comment and be sure to subscribe while you're there because we share other content as well. So we're doing this special episode today. It's called Thursday Live instead of the typical Friday Live because tomorrow is my birthday. And child, my husband told me, he said, "Listen, clear out your Friday." He told me that a while back, but I forgot. I forgot that Friday Live goes, So I thought it was clear out your Friday evening, but he meant clear out my whole Friday. So I'll probably do a little vlogging over the next couple days because I don't even know what we're doing, where we're going. It's COVID. I don't even know, chat. But when I find out, I'm gonna tell y'all too. So with that being said, like I said, tomorrow's the birthday, and so we're doing a special birthday episode. If you so choose to bless your girl, there is a cash app somewhere. I might type it in the comments. If not, you know where to find it because it's on the flyer. But anyways, that's why I'm wearing my beautiful little tiara today in celebration of birthday. So without any further ado, we are addressing the topic today. What do women bring to the table? Is sex all that women can offer men in a relationship? That is, something I've been hearing floating around the internet a lot here lately. I'm in a lot of relationship groups and all that kind of stuff. And that's one of the questions that men ask all the time. What y'all got to offer besides sex? What y'all got to offer? Yeah, they sound like that. And so today to unpack this question, I have a very special guest today. Let me read to you, child, who she is, child. Charity resides, I want to say right, Adetiba. Maybe she'll correct me. She resides in Dallas, Texas, as an accomplished Black woman in IT. She spearheaded the brands RNR Shenanigans and CA or Ka, I'm not sure which way, said it, out of the need for authentic self expression and connecting with other women through her real life experiences. Life is better with Charity. It really is, y'all, because she has been a blessing to me in just a little time that I've known her. She's very witty and funny. But anyway, let me get to read, chat. So then, let's see. No matter how long you've known Charity, you'll quickly see, why she's adored by so many. Charity has a heartfelt love for putting others before herself, a moral compass, and a strong voice, well used. She's resourceful and open and honest. Charity is a budding blogger and podcast personality. And let me see, what did this cut off here? Um, her hot topics include dating chronicles and other shenanigans. Tune in soon to her podcast that's coming, and she'll tell us more about that. Charity is a single mom of three cuties, newly divorced, a lover of Christ, and rooting for everybody that's Black. And let's see here. One other thing to add is that Charity is a spicy brown girl, and she can't wait to chat with you and share some of this heat, child. So, without any further ado, let me bring up Miss Charity. Hey, girl.
Oh
Hey.
my gosh. Hey girl, hey.
Thank you
I have
so
to be
much
I have to
for
be honest,
joining
that
us
was
tonight. Now, tell me everything that I mispronounced.
I'll be honest, that's very different for me to listen to somebody describe me. So I was over here
Oh.
like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You said my last name perfectly, Adetiba.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. So that's
Yep,
that's the
yep,
first thing. So is
yes.
it Ka said or CA said?
CA said it.
CA said it. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
My initials.
Okay. Yes. I figured it was your initial, but I didn't know, people, you know how folks be doing. They be having things the way they say it versus, all that kind of stuff. So I
You
didn't
just
know, but
never know.
thank you for clearing that up.
No
So the
problem. Thank
first
you for having
place,
me.
huh?
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, ma'am. Absolutely. So let me go on here, chat, and the first thing that we're going to do now, as people who have tuned in and watched before know, in the past we have um, basically use the Soul Care for Single Black Women Facebook page. If you haven't joined that page, you should go and do so now. Like that page, we post some good stuff over there. We're going on 5,000 strong.
Yes, yes, yes.
So you haven't shown up there yet. You should, sis or brother or whoever you is. But we used to our format for this show used to be that we would go on that page and just scroll the wall and talk about the different topics that are there. But now we've kind of switched and we're doing more relationship topics specifically, like a
Hmm.
specific topic. But we still like to revisit the wall. So in this instance, we're going to do that. And what I'm going to do is ask Charity to tell me her a post that on the wall that she actually that inspired her or that caught her attention. So
Okay.
Charity, do you have it pulled up?
Yep.
Okay, so you go ahead and tell us yours that is already there.
So many topics. Okay, so one that caught my eye right now is interesting celebrity encounters.
Yes. So back on,
I
I think that was when was that we posted this? This was back on January 30th. We posted what has been your most interesting celebrity encounter. So this is the one that caught Cherry's attention. So girl, tell us the tea, honey.
I gotta take it all the way back to I was probably 18 or 19.
Uh-huh.
Um, we went to a concert. I think this was like
Hmm.
at what club was that? It was mostly like a Hispanic club during the week or something, but during on the weekend it was more black people that would come to the club. I cannot remember the name of this club right now. I'm a whole
Okay.
35 years old, so that was when I was like 18. Um I'm having a flashback. I was there with one of my best friends at the time. We are
Hmm.
like 18, 19. At the most, we're 19 years old.
Ah,
And
okay.
we were partying and he was performing. I'm not going to drop the name right now, but I don't want to drop the name, but it was a rapper and he wanted to dance with my best friend that was with me. And so they called us like backstage or whatever onto the stage and everything. And so we were partying and stuff. And we ended up kicking it with them all night. And it was
Mm,
like the most fun ever. Like the people that were part of the crew were live, and the artist was really down to earth and wasn't like stuck up or rude or anything. Like it was just like we were kicking it with somebody that we knew. And
yeah.
then this is something I would not want for my children to do. I have two daughters. We kicked it, and then they asked us if we wanted to ride with them back to where they were before they flew out.
Yeah.
And we were like, yeah, sure. And we rode with them on the tour bus all the way to Houston, and then they flew home. And when I tell you this, we probably left Dallas at 2 o'clock in the morning, maybe because clubs close at 2. We left at
Uh-huh.
2 o'clock in the morning, and Houston is 3.5, 4 hours on a bus. So we were up the whole time eating, scoring on each other, listening to music, and partying on the bus. And it felt like we all grew up together and we were just partying on this tour
Oh
bus.
wow.
So
Okay, you got to tell
yes.
me at some point who it actually was.
Well,
Now,
one day, but I don't
one day.
recommend that. I don't recommend that. Although
Oh no, we don't recommend the stupid stuff we did when we was children to our children.
it, it's such a good memory though because we honestly
It
did have the
is.
best time, and I mean it was fun. I don't know.
Man,
It's
I've
not
had
safe
a
though.
couple of interesting celebrity encounters. Good Lord. There was this one weekend where I'm from Memphis. So there was this one
Okay.
weekend that Mike Tyson had a fight in Memphis. And so literally every celebrity you can think of from A list, B list, all the lists, they was there, honey. So we
Oh
ran
my
into
gosh.
everybody. We ran into Mystical. He was at the gift shop at the hotel. We ran into LL Cool J. He was outside a radio station. I know folks that ran into Will Smith. He was at a gas station. We ran into Cameron at a Taco Bell. He actually tried to holler at your girl, and he gave us his number. He was like, "Y'all want to come and hang out. And me, I was so saved. I was like, I don't
You
do
was
that. I
just
don't know what you celebrities is. I don't, no.
so
So
see,
I did.
total
I was
opposite.
like, I can't do it. But I had a whole bunch of little celebrity encounters. So, let me
That's
see here,
cool.
girl. What is mine? My post for the wall is this. Give me just a sec. Check every
I'm
notification
listening.
I
I'm also looking over
got.
here to see if I see another one.
Okay. So here is my post for the wall. And that is this lovely picture of
Oh
hashtag
man, they are
relationship
popping
goals.
right now.
Russell Wilson and Sierra. And what I like about this post and what brought this up for me is that it says, let's normalize. They're probably just as happy behind closed doors. And why this
Mm.
stands out to me, and the reason why I picked this is because so many times when we highlight so many times, first of all, couples that are not happy, couples that are struggling, couples that are in toxic situations get a lot of airplay. We see them on the news, we see them on social media, we see them everywhere, and we are, we just go on talking about them. And then
Right.
there's another segment of the population that's at home eating they popcorn, they chicken and greens and stuff, and they are happy with each other. And we don't talk about them enough. And then when a couple like that, who we presume we really don't, we honestly don't know what's happening with Sierra and Russell behind closed doors. But from what we can see and from the research I did, girl, I watched about 25 videos of these two back in January, just the research. And but so from what we can see, these people seem to be happy. So why can't we just normalize defaulting to, I bet you they just as happy at home, as opposed to, we don't know what's going on back behind closed door. We don't know if they happy or not. I bet you they miserable. Why are we like this? Why do we default to misery? When in fact some people
Mm.
could just in fact be happy. So I
They
want
really
to just
could.
start a movement where we kind of normalize the idea of since we don't know what's going on behind closed doors, let's just assume if these people say they happy.
Like simply, I think the human mind, we're just so quick to judge negatively because we have so many negative things that are going on in our personal lives, or we've had so
Mm-hmm.
many negative experiences in our relationship history. And so we just assume they fake. They're just tolerating each other and they're putting on this, facade for us. And they're not really
Right.
happy. When we could assume the exact opposite. Like, wow, they're probably
Since
just
we
as
don't know
happy. Okay.
anyway.
Yeah, we don't know, but we always assume, we too often assume negative. Because I've never
Right.
heard somebody say what you just said earlier, that they're probably
I
just as
bet they just
happy.
as happy.
I've
Yeah.
never heard anybody say that about anybody. It's always been the opposite, the judgmental, criticizing view of people that are super happy and over the top in public. So that's a
Mm-hmm.
good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, man. This is things like that I just notice and that stick out to me, and I'm like, why we like this? Let's just change it. So I'm going. My a goal on the Soul Care for Single Black Women page for me is to consistently post known and unknown couples and just say, let's normalize that they're probably just happy at home. You'll be seeing those if you follow Soul Care for Single Black Women. You will be seeing these posts and these couples being highlighted on a regular basis. Y'all gonna get tired of me until I get everybody saying they're probably just happy at home too. All right. So did you see another on the wall that you wanted to point out before we go into the topic? Because this is a hot topic, honey.
Let's see. Well, while we're talking about Russell and Sierra, I don't
Okay.
know. They're a hot topic right now in general because there's been a
Yeah.
lot of negativity about how overly visible his admiration for his wife is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using overly because that's
Because
what
that's
people
what
are
people are
saying, that
saying,
he's
right?
over the top. And that just goes back to what I said a minute ago. The norm is dysfunctional relations between people in a relationship, that they
Yeah.
don't openly show that they admire each other, that they don't openly praise each other, and they don't do anything that's like, oh wow, you must really love her. Like, you're
Uh-huh.
supposed to be like, it's nothing wrong with being like
Excited about your
open.
person.
excited and openly excited about being in love with this person that you're spending your life with. So it's just really telling of how much dysfunction there is in relationships today. So
Hmm. Yeah, I agree. I think sometimes, people may even cringe, not even cringe, but hesitate to share how happy they are for fear that, well, what if it ends? What if it doesn't work
mm,
out? And I have to go back. Well, stuff happened. You just said, look, we was happy when we was happy, and then we were not when we weren't.
yeah,
And then if you got to tell people anything at all, because
yeah.
there's that piece. You don't necessarily have to say anything. Now, listen, I don't know who is tuning in, but I see some people in there. Y'all go ahead, contribute to the chat. Visit the Soul Care for Single Black Women page, which I will put the link in here for you, and you can shout out and tell us what y'all. I can't type and
Where
talk
can I see
at
the
the
chat?
same. Look, huh?
Where can I see the chat that you're typing in? It's on Facebook?
You'll have to, girl, you'll have to go to like either the YouTube page where it's being broadcast or the Facebook page where it's being broadcast and share
Okay,
there
I
on
can do that.
yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so y'all go on to the Soul Care for Single Black Women page, Facebook page, and let us know what topic on there that you see, what post you see that catches your eye, and we'll be happy to pull it up and discuss that as well. But for now, we're gonna jump into this hot topic that we are focusing on today, and that is, what do women bring to the table? Listen, like I said earlier, I peruse a lot of relationship, marriage, relationship, marriage, single, all types of groups, because what I do, as some of you may know, I am
Tell
a
us what you do, Tracy.
dating, yes, honey, I am a dating and relationship preparation coach. And so what that means is I help single women, primarily single women, prepare to give and receive love through handling their relationship traumas so that they can reach their relationship goals. So that's what I do. If you need some help, go to TracyReady.com, click on Start Your Soul Care Journey, baby. We're ready for you. But with that being said, Charity, we lost you for a second. With that being said, so I'm in a lot of groups just so I can keep my finger on the pulse of what's going on in dating and relationships. Where'd Charity go? In dating and relationships and all of that. So with that being said, I hear a lot of guys, and they're one of their primary questions that keep coming up in different groups. What do y'all women bring to the table? What you gonna do to keep it? You might attract him with that big booty or that pretty face or whatever, but you're gonna have to do more to keep him. Charity, I would like to hear your thoughts on why do you think this is becoming such a question right now? Why do you think this is even coming up? And what are your thoughts on it?
I've never had this conversation before. So honestly, the first thing that comes to mind for me is insecurity,
Mm,
male insecurity. That's my first thought, because any man that is secure in what he's bringing to the table and the value of being in a relationship with someone who is a good match for you, they
mm-hmm,
wouldn't even ask that question. So either they're insecure in what they bring to the table, or they're insecure in what a relationship looks like, and if they're adequate enough for a relationship themselves. It just sounds like deflection. That's my
mm.
first that's my
That's
first
your
thought.
first initial. That's what comes up for you immediately.
Yeah. Because I've never sat around and asked, what is a man gonna bring to the table?
Mm.
I
Do
don't
you,
I've never That's never been a part of my conversation piece in dating, because
mm,
I recognize what potential a man does have to bring to a relationship,
mm-hmm.
and I'll see it, while dating him, and I value what relationships look like, what healthy relationships look like. So that's not a question for me.
It's not a question that you asked, nor that has been asked of you, and you haven't seen it. Now, the way you be perusing and you're doing the dating
No,
chronicles, I would imagine somebody would have had brought that up by now. But I'm telling you, maybe that's the groups that I'm
nobody's
in,
brought that up. I've
huh?
had some, I know I share dating chronicles, but I don't share my dating chronicles. I share other people's dating
Right.
chronicles. And so nobody has shared that with me, and I haven't had that question, because I think that, I mean, it don't take, I mean, I'm not being arrogant, but I just feel like I'm very, you can kind of absorb the value that I would bring just from having some type of interaction
I
with me.
like that.
It doesn't take too many dates. It take 1 or 2 dates for you to realize like this person has a lot to offer. Like she's very valuable. Or the opposite.
Mm.
Like,
Mm-hmm,
I don't
mm-hmm.
think so. So, but I have
Yeah,
said it
I had to
sarcastically
put that in the
all over
chat.
social
I had to
media.
put that in the chat. You can absorb the value I bring to the table. Yes. So my thing
Before
is
it's
what,
given.
huh?
I was saying before it's actually given, you can kind of perceive it and know that, oh wow, like she has a lot to bring to the table.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and we'll get into some of the specifics of that in just a second. So the for me, what comes up for me and what I believe is the problem here for the guys who do present this question is and I think insecurity is a great place to start as well. But I also think that, in the words of my late childhood pastor, Bishop Turner, he would say all the time that if you don't know the purpose of a thing, you'll surely misuse it. You know,
Mm,
and so what I believe is a lot of a part, as we all know, a part of the socialization from when men transitioning from boyhood to manhood is to get sex from women. How many notches can you get? How many women can you accumulate? How many bodies can you get on your count? And so I think in some instances men have grown up and in their developmental phases seeing women as sexual objects. And then when they get to the
absolutely.
point where they're like ready to transition and find somebody to be with, they're like, and y'all women need to stop thinking sex the only thing that we need. Sir, maybe it was that's all you were looking for because you never really knew the value. You never really knew what to look for
Yeah.
in a woman. And so,
Yeah.
like Bishop said, if you don't know what you're looking for, you gonna misuse it. And so that's the kind of conclusion that I draw. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I definitely agree. Just in dating,
Mm-hmm.
many men will express on their own accord that they spend a lot of their time only looking for the sexual value in a woman. And,
Mm-hmm.
and then they get to some point where they want everything else to be at the forefront. So just basically like what you said, that's all you was looking for all this time. So why are you making it out to be a negative thing now when it's not?
Mm.
And a lot of times women they're dating with they're not putting all of their energy into showing their best selves to somebody that they're dating
Mm.
because they're like this. Sometimes it's like they're just passing the time with me. I really don't want to talk about anything serious with this gentleman. So I'm not
Mm.
really gonna put it. I'm not gonna put any effort into showing my true value because he ain't the one.
Mm. That's good right there. So you think there is some validity to the notion that some women may feel that that's the extent of their value.
Yep.
And you know what? I can agree with that to an extent as well because if we're relational people, and we want to do what works. We want
Yeah.
to do what works in relationships. We want to do what we think is what the opposite needs so that we can do the most to attract, the better partner. I mean, it's all the way deep down in our DNA. So with that being said, um, if men think women won't, if they hear us say we want to feel secure, they automatically think, well, I need to go make all this money. I need to have this really nice car. I need to do all these things to show forth that I've got what it takes to provide and make her feel secure. When secure for us has always meant way more than that. But then I could see how a woman could say, "Oh, is that what men are looking for? Sex? So let me go learn how to climb on top of things and swing from chandeliers and be the best sex giver there is." And then they end up getting to the point where
Lit.
they feel that sex is the only thing that they indeed have to offer. So I
Right.
feel like it's like
It's true.
this kind of pattern that we can get into with everybody kind of on those developmental phases, picking up the wrong cues, the absolute wrong cues. Um, as it pertains to what the other person wants. Now, something real funny just happened just now. My
What?
notes, my notes just disappeared. They literally, I am not even joking.
Freestyle.
Huh? Well, now
Looks like
I
you
am
about
gonna
to.
freestyle to a degree, but yeah, I had some Pacific things, girl, some Pacific things
Oh
to talk
Lord.
about as it pertains to this topic. One of which being um that I actually surveyed, because this is just what I do. I love human behavior. I love studying human behavior and that kind of thing. Hence the psychology and counseling and all that degrees. But one of the things that I did in a couple years ago, which I got to pull it back up, was surveyed some men on my timeline, and I
Mm-hmm.
asked them what is the value that they have from the woman in their lives. So, in your estimation, what would you say are some of the things that women actually do bring aside from sexual value? While I look up these folks that I surveyed.
I think that we bring stability,
Mm.
organization, patience,
Mm-hmm.
planning. We bring just pleasant. It's like, how do I put this in words? I'm just pleasant to be around. I
Mm.
mean, that's a value because you
It
go to
is.
work all day and you have to perform and do all these things all day everywhere. And then if you're around a woman that you are building a relationship with, it's a different type of comfort and pleasantness that you have just from being in their presence. And so that's a value. Um, Somebody that you can build with and share, wins and losses with, and confide, a confidant,
Mm.
basically, a confidant. Of course, you can confide in your homies, but okay, confiding in a woman that has your back, that's a different
Mm.
value. There's a different value in that. Just to name a few.
Just to name a few. And I
Yeah,
think
little
you
arm candy,
absolutely, huh?
little arm candy.
Little arm
You know,
candy, that too, because there is some value. One of the guys, I had to pull it up, girl. I had it all listed out, but I had to pull it up. One of the guys that responded, he literally said, let me see. He said that there have also been doors open as a result of him and his wife, because people do view you as more stable, view you as more mature sometimes when you have that wife on your shoulder. That's why in politics, when you have a single guy running for office, it's like, let's get him a girlfriend or something. We got to do something in a lot of cases, so that he has this more stable appearance to the public. So
it
there's
makes you
that.
more appealing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he must be reliable
Mm-hmm.
and stable. If you are in a relationship, a marriage, then you appear more reliable and more stable, and so it just makes you more appealing. On a serious note, like, is he
Yeah.
married? Like, oh, okay. Oh, he probably got it together. He probably, taking care of business in his life. Then,
Right.
like,
Versus, is he not
yeah,
married? Well, can
yeah,
we, is he stable? Is he a frat boy? Is he a party person? It just speaks to something. That's not to say that every married man has gotten it
yeah.
right, or that every single man is out of order.
Absolutely not.
It's just saying that how people perceive you, and so therefore how doors can open just because somebody knows, oh, he's married. Let's see. Someone else said that she added quality to my life. And he was speaking. Oh my gosh, he had a whole bunch of stuff to say, girl. But one of the things that he said was he gave her children.
I
And
was about
I
to
mean,
say
that's
that, and you stopped. I was like, next thing I'm gonna say is, we can bear children
yeah,
and create a family with you. Like, that's
replicate your
that's
seed.
yeah.
Nurture your seed, replicate you in the world. And I think a lot of guys want that, because some people, and even women, I've seen, they want the child, they don't want the man, or they don't want the woman. And so, but imagine
That's
having that and having somebody else to share that with, and y'all are building a whole empire, whole legacy, whole thing, and
yeah.
not just having kids.
That's funny.
Mhm,
You like a
mhm.
lot of women, they just like, can I have a baby with you real quick?
I have seen it on a lot of ends. I have absolutely seen that.
Oh,
Um,
child. I don't want that.
one guy says she keeps me from temptation, and I think he's meaning sexual temptation. So, and I know that can be tossed up in a bunch of ways because just because you married don't mean people ain't out here in these streets. But he allows his wife and her presence and actually her sexual presence in that regard. He allows that to keep him from going every which way. That's what one man said. Another man said she helped him mature. She helped
Oh,
him mature and
absolutely.
also helped him grow his business.
Yep. Partnering with somebody, it's a life partner. So, I mean, they should be able to help you in some capacity. They might not have the whole, have their hands in it all the way doing the work with you, but I believe that couples that are entrepreneurs of any kind of any sort, even if you don't specialize in what they specialize in, you should be able to contribute something to push the vision that your husband or your wife has forward. And so there's just
Absolutely.
a value in being able to bounce ideas off of each other and encourage and inspire each other at all times.
You know what? Just having that person to who is invested in it as much as you are, because the success or failure of your business or this thing that you're building, is heavily on their it's going to impact them too. And so it's different. I know when I was single and I would like have like some business idea or something to change or shift in my business. I'll call a friend who maybe I ain't talked to in months, so they don't really understand the ebbs and flows of what's been going on. And
Yeah.
then I'm trying to have this conversation with them, and it's like I gotta catch them up and then bring them up to speed, and then they still ain't gonna. They're gonna be like, "Oh, okay, that's
Yeah, yeah,
nice."
yeah, yeah. Oh, girl,
But to have
yes, do
somebody,
that.
huh?
They were like, girl, yes, do it. And they don't even know, like,
Right, with no real investment in it. And so having somebody there that is y'all are invested in this, like you said, may not have hands on, but they are truly a partner, a supporter in that thing. Now with my husband, oh, he get the play by play every night. You know what happened on this and what that, and so then we come up with ideas. We brainstorm. And just two is, I mean, two is Bible said two better than one. So I'm just saying, I ain't saying everybody got to be married. I'm just saying there is
you're
some
just saying what the
value in
word says.
there's some value in
There is some
having
value.
a person.
Absolutely.
Having a person. Um, any other ones that you can think of? I mean, there are others here, but I don't want to just go down the list too hard.
These are men that gave you this
These
input
are
though.
men. Yes, this is
No,
from men's
I want to hear
perspective.
this. I want to hear this.
Oh, okay, girl. Well,
Hmm.
shoot. Let's see. Uh, One says she helps me reach my goals. So that sense of accountability, that if you just by yourself, you can I'll get to it. But you got somebody who is kind of watching you up close and expecting you to show up and do what you say you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Um, there's that.
Positive pressure.
Yeah, I like that. Provides positive pressure. You know what? I'm thinking a lot of these things are intangible. Because when we think about what a man's role is and what he
Oh,
brings to the table, it's a lot of
we
tangible.
hadn't even got to the tangible because women out here making money.
Oh,
So
I get
that
that part. But I'm just saying when
I
I
wasn't even gonna
think
touch on that.
these men, you're right. These men though who ask this question, as I think this is Maisha says, she said that men asked this because he was messing with a woman that was opposite of what he really wanted, and now he's jaded. So she's, I guess,
Oh,
given she posted this a while ago. I just didn't see it till just now. And she said, I'm assuming she's responding to why it is that men are having this experience and asking this question all the time, because they're jaded. But a lot of what women provide, or should I go back to what men provide, is very tangible. Or what if we think about traditional roles?
yeah.
They're the providers. You're going to have a home. You're going to have food and shelter and blah blah blah. It's very tangible. And a lot of what women provide, other than say the child or whatever, or in traditional roles, is intangible. And so then if that intangible stuff is not on your radar, you may not even value that. And a lot of times you don't even realize It's valuable until you get it.
Absolutely.
Because I've seen so many married men say that, wow, my wife has been like a blessing to my life. I didn't even know I needed, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
which is kind of the sentiment of a lot of these guys here. And so a lot of the intangible things are really valuable, and women don't lose it. That's what, oh, girl, I am just so, yes, women got to go on. We could do everything, right? We could do literally everything. The Bible says it's not good for a man to be alone. He never said about a woman can't be by herself. Women can be by herself because we're gonna figure some stuff out. But a
Mm.
man,
Mm.
mm, but a
Mm.
man literally ain't supposed to be by himself. That's what I believe, because that's what the word said here. But in saying that, women don't lose our self, if that makes sense. But just because you can do all these different things, don't minimize the value of those intangibles. Because
Right.
without that stuff, without that softness, without that, ability to support and push and birth things and all that kind of stuff, without that, I mean, this world will really be lacking.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of women are struggling, flourishing in some of those more feminine um, contributions to relationships. Have you noticed that in your dating chronicles?
Oh, well, a lot of the dating
Not
chronicles that
necessarily
I,
yours, but those who have, people who have
well, a
submitted to
lot of
your chronicles.
the dating chronicles that I receive have been more negative. They're sharing their negative dating experiences,
Yes.
or in, private, private messages, they're sharing with me things they're discovering about themselves
Mm-hmm.
along the dating journey. And so, yes, they've discovered, that they're more emotional about different things, or more aware of different things, or they require different things that they didn't know that they needed, based on
Mm-hmm.
the experiences that they had in past relationships, or whether just casual dating or in marriage. And so I feel like women want to be feminine, they want to be soft, they want to be nurturing. And when they have an opportunity to do it in a healthy environment, they will. And if they're not,
Mm.
then that's not where they're supposed to be planted. And so I just
Hmm.
feel like we should take it at face value. If you're not thriving in your essence, then you probably are not supposed to be there. And so I don't
Ooh, that's
believe in wasting time dating. Like, dating, there's no way. I'm a little bit more patient if it's a married couple, but when we're talking about dating, like, why are you forcing a connection with somebody? Why are you forcing consistency from someone? It doesn't take all of that. It doesn't take all of that, because if somebody wants to be consistent, if somebody wants to be a good communicator, they're going to communicate. They're going to be consistent because they value
absolutely
you. They
you
value your
exactly,
presence. And if they're not, I just take it at face value. They don't value you. They
and
don't
that's it.
value your presence. You're wasting your time. But sometimes people don't mind wasting their time. They're okay with it because they don't have nothing else to do,
I
or
think
they just
sometimes
want somebody
people
there.
I think it takes some people longer than others. Having worked with people on the back end and like doing counseling with them and stuff, I think some people truly, no, I know some people truly don't know that they're wasting their time. They really, in hindsight, they're like, oh, I wasted so much time. But in the moment, they're like, okay, wait a minute, is this me? Is this me interpreting this wrong, or second guessing themselves? It's all kind of things that contribute to why people stay in bad situations much longer than they should. Everybody doesn't have that. Some people's capacity is greater for crap than others are. And it's not that their
Mm.
capacity is not that they're walking around saying I could take a lot of crap. They're more so just trying to figure out sometimes, am I reading this wrong? Am I right about this? Or okay, maybe this is how I feel, because I can't have a tendency to overreact or blah 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 blah. And it takes them a while to get to the point of, you know what? No, this is just
This ain't
wrong.
it.
This ain't it. This
Yeah.
ain't it. So it just take people, some people longer than others. And the sooner you handle your baggage, the sooner
Well, I was gonna
you
say,
can weed out those things as opposed to second guessing yourself.
I was gonna say, but is the thought process and the time lapse is the contribution to however fast or slow that goes is a contribution to that because any kind of like dysfunction that hasn't been remedied already.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I'm a very patient person in general. I'm very forgiving. I'm very loving. But when I'm dating, like I'm not with that because it's like why do I have why would I need to tell somebody that is saying they're interested, seriously
Mm,
interested, that they need to do more or you need to be more available or I
yeah,
don't understand how you feel about me.
yeah.
I
No,
just feel like I'm not doing that.
yeah, I 100% agree and believe and know, I know this to be true, that when you are in a state of unhealthiness and you're in a state where you're carrying baggage and insecurities and uncertainty about who you are and all that kind of stuff, I know for certain that that will inform how long you stay in bad situations because there's so many other voices and so much other stuff bombarding your clarity. You
And
know,
then we don't want
like
to be
this,
alone.
you don't want to. For some people, it is loneliness. I don't want to be alone. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Anybody staying in a situation much longer, they're getting some benefit from it, and even if it's the wrong benefit. So I don't know. Are you watching this show, Married at First Sight?
Ooh, I haven't watched it recently, but yes, I have seen some episodes. Like I've watched like a season and a half.
Girl, go and watch season 12 and let's meet back up and chat.
Oh my gosh.
It is a
All right.
guy and a girl on there that is going through this exact same thing. It is clear to all of us, and she has received enough information that she could say, I'm not going to finish this season out. I am done. But she has not said that. And I'll let you watch for yourself and you figure out which one it is, girl. But
I will.
everybody's like, I'm in a community where they are discussing the show, and everybody's like, "Girl, leave!" And I'm like, y'all gonna let her
This
finish her process, ain't it? And
this is
I
the
feel
same show as the couple, the black couple that the girl was a virgin and she was with that guy and
so.
they
That
didn't
was, I
last.
think that was like 2 or 3 seasons ago.
Is
But
that
yeah,
Married at First Sight? That's the same show. Okay, cool, cool.
yeah. Keith and
And
what's
oh
her name?
girl,
Yeah, I know her because I follow her on Instagram. It's Keith
girl, what
and
she be talking about on Instagram?
oh, I don't know, girl. I don't be on Instagram that much. I don't be on Instagram that much.
I
But I just
almost
know I
praying for her
follow
during that
her.
show. Lord have mercy. Okay,
But yeah, it's the same show, but a
right.
different season. That was like
Season
season 9
12.
or 10. But season 12, girl. And
I'll watch
so
it.
the thing is, people are all on their journeys at different paces, at different spaces. That girl is staying in their relationship because she's getting something out of it. She's staying on this show, even if it's just because I heard that one of the reasons that on Married at First Sight that people stay is because if you leave early, you get docked like $100,000 from your pay. And so that's what I heard. I don't know how true that is. So if that is the case, this girl could be
Hmm.
staying on here because hey, I want to lose my 100,000. So I'm gonna play the role, play the fool to get my money. So that could be
I
one
understand
benefit.
that.
Another benefit, somebody could, like you said, it could be loneliness. I don't want to be alone, so I'm gonna kind of be confused and look at everything in the wrong way, interpret all the stuff wrong because I don't want to be by myself. There's a lot of reasons why people
Yeah,
will stay in unhealthy situations. Um, that some of us are like, girl, no.
me, girl, no.
Yes. So listen, tell me this because we talked about the intangible. So what about some of the tangible things that that women
Okay.
bring to the table?
Is sex considered tangible?
Well, now see what you're talking, because
We've already talked about that, but that's
I
one.
know, but I'm just saying, like, well, yes, that's a tangible. That is
Okay.
literally something you can feel. Ah! Yes.
All right. So that, of course, and building a family, children, um, financial support. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I don't know about I know about my circle of friends and family. The women that I know, they are breadwinners, and
Mm.
so that's not a question. Um, what else? Food. Look, food, kitchen, food for your to warm your insides in a different in a secondary way. um, yeah, I think that's really it.
Yeah, I know that we bring a certain it's even almost hard to define what that feminine touch is, but the feminine touch to a situation, like I know when I first met my husband and I went to his apartment, I was like, when we were heading upstairs into it, I was like, I wonder what this is about to be, and it was decent. You know what I'm saying?
A
His
bachelor
mom
pad.
had it was a bachelor pad, but it had some touches from his mom. You know, like she had a nice little dining room table and but you could tell, okay, she don't live here because because this is very much a man's place. And then you look at our place now, you could tell that I'm here. And
Absolutely.
this is like when he see all the different, like even these little pictures behind me, I created them. These were white canvases
Mm,
from the doggone Michaels, and I created them. Even made the frame. It was just plain wooden frames. I just made it, and all kind of stuff I done made up through here. And he's always fascinated, like, man, my wife, she can do all this stuff. Oh my God, my wife. And I'm like, yeah. Now that's not to say, obviously, that men can't do the same, but we're
yes,
more.
it goes
He would
both
have been
ways.
perfectly fine in here with these white walls, nothing on them, and been just fine. I couldn't. And now he comes home and he enjoys coming home. Like he would have enjoyed it in the first place, but he walked in here like, ain't it look good in here? And it's
Yeah,
something that he may have never even done.
yeah. A woman's touch.
Yes, a woman's touch
You can
is
tell
a
when you
lot.
go to a guy's place, like, who decorated this for you?
Right.
Did you hire somebody?
Right,
Or you
exactly.
went on Pinterest like that?
Okay. Yeah. And again, y'all, we're not being sexist or whatever. We realize that men can decorate too. That's
Yes,
not what we're
we
saying.
know. We know.
We're just
What was
saying
that?
that it's something. Go ahead.
That other post you had something else on your wall about why men so sensitive or something.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
don't do that right now. We
Yeah,
just
don't do that
talking.
right now. Don't do that right now. We're not discounting the fact that you can do some of these things for yourself, but we are just highlighting the fact that women naturally do these things a lot of times themselves and bring that into your life. So, anyways, to kind of round the bases and head home, we just want to put out there that men be mindful that, and women even also be mindful of those many intangible benefits that women do bring to the actual table. And it's hard, ladies, to bring those things to the table because they're so intangible if you're carrying around a lot of baggage and a lot of weight inside of you. It's going to be hard for you to give those things because you're going to be questioning who's worthy of receiving it. And it's going to be hard for you to receive whatever comes to you in relationships, good or bad, but specifically good, if you have so many barriers to people. I have a little resource that I call Boundaries, Not Barriers, because there is a very distinct difference between having a boundary and having a barrier. And a
Hmm.
lot of the things that we have up is barriers. Get back. Boundaries create pathways. Boundaries create bridges. Boundaries say, here's how I'm willing to engage with you in a healthy way. Let's negotiate on what that looks like, on this give and take between us. A boundary said, get back. Nope, don't want to be bothered. And so
Yeah.
I expound on that a little bit more in that book. But whatever the case is, if you're going to really flourish in the stuff that you bring to the table, especially those intangibles that men, I believe, so desperately need. Yeah, I said desperately. My
Talk
birthday, I
about
can say,
it.
look, it's my birthday. I can say what I want to say, and I'm gonna say it off my birthday
Yeah,
too.
and you got
But
your
those
shoulders
intent,
out.
oh, girl,
You being grown and stuff.
girl, being grown,
Ooh,
girl, being
ooh.
grown, I'm being grown. But those intangibles, that's the stuff that you want to invest in yourself now while you're still single, so that when you do meet somebody, you can show up and not just be trying to match toe to toe, blow to blow. I make as much money as you. I do this like you. Okay, good. But he making money. Preferably, he's making money. He don't need your money.
Right.
So
But
anyway,
there's
and I think some
other
guys that
things.
be asking is because they don't have no money. They like, how can she come help me take care of myself? How can she help me take care of me?
But don't nobody talks about that. It's always that women are gold diggers. And it's like you might not even have no gold to be dug
Oh,
upon.
child. She a gold digger. What goals do you have, sir? Do you mean your goals? She's digging for your goals that you have in life, your life goals? Because
Oh
you
my
ain't got
God.
no goal. Look, they even call it. I have heard people calling. I don't know where you stand on this particular person, but I've heard people calling Lori Harvey a gold digger. Baby.
Oh, I've never seen that. Oh wait. I
Oh,
might
girl.
have read that. I don't really follow that narrative of her though. She's being a grown woman that's beautiful and free about who she and what
I
she do.
agree. I
She
agree.
doing she doing what dude's been doing since I was in junior high school.
And moreover, she's doing what anybody who is healthy is doing. She's taking inventory of who she wants to be with and why and how. And if she like it, she stay. If she don't, she leave and she go to another one.
I
But
don't have no
what?
problem with it.
Me either. I don't either. I heard one person say that, oh, she's this
Offers
was a
too
girl that
much.
said this too, girl. It was a girl said it. She said it just bothered me that she just gold digging and she just going after all these rich men. Man,
She want
her
she want her to
her
date her
her
cousin, her little
daddy
cousin.
her daddy is worth like $300 million. Her circle is gonna be rich. Her circle is rich.
That's all she knows, probably.
That's all she knows. That's what
So
she's pretty much grown up in. That's who
I
her
mean,
peers are.
I had a Facebook friend today. It was a gentleman. He said, "Date in your tax bracket."
Uh oh.
And so if we go by what he posted, then that's what she's
She
doing,
just in her bracket.
right?
I'm like, she ain't chasing
I
nobody
mean,
money.
why does
She
she
got
have to
her own
date
money.
somebody that she met at the grocery store?
Right. And then we'll be saying, oh, she's settling. Look at her. She too pretty for that. She got too much money for that. He using her. She trying to, you just can't really please people sometimes. That's why you just gotta do what you're gonna do and keep it moving. Because
Honey,
people gonna have an opinion either way.
either way. Yes,
So
ma'am.
Charity, look, tell me about this podcast that you have that is about to start. When it's going to start, what platforms we're going to be on, and all that kind. Not we, I'm saying we, but I'm just saying we as in you.
Well,
I'm saying we
hey,
as in
you
you.
haven't you are definitely welcome to come on the podcast at some point, but it is being created right now. It's going to be called, I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you what it's called yet.
Oh, okay. Don't
Ooh.
don't do it then.
Ooh.
Just tell us
Okay.
what it's going to be about then.
I'll tell you the tagline, but not the
Hmm.
name of it. It's
Okay.
Dating Chronicles and Other Shenanigans. That's a tagline,
Okay.
but that's not the name of the podcast. So just hold on for a second and I'll share that. But it's
Okay.
gonna be obviously about dating chronicles and all kind of other shenanigans that I get into, me and one of my best friends.
Uh-huh.
Traveling and just being a woman, a black woman and a dating woman, and we'll have people on to share different kind of like what we're doing right now. Just talk
Hmm.
about different aspects of dating and being in a relationship and being happy, single, free. Oh, I got a kid here. It's
Oh,
my
is this
baby.
is it that little cute one that you be posting all the time?
Yes. Oh,
Yep.
here's Juju.
Hey, Juju.
Yes, and about motherhood, of course. He's upset. Oh,
Absolutely.
baby. Yes.
Oh, so cute.
So that's
Y'all
the
twins
podcast.
like a mug.
Oh, he's upset. Who? Somebody made you mad? Okay, give me a hug. Give me a hug. So that'll
Awesome.
be the podcast, and then the blog is going to be associated with my Instagram, which is CA Said It, and that
Hmm.
is just a place for me to really talk and just be myself and post different things and share entrepreneurs and like yourself and business owners that have services and goods to offer. And so if you look at the people that I'm following about 100 people. And so those are people that I've either exchanged time or money with for goods or for service. And so I trust their
Mm.
expertise. And so I want it
Uh-huh.
to be a place where people can come to get references for different things that they're already looking for, or different people that they're already looking for. Basically, CA said it, so you can trust it. You can do business with these people. And
Mm,
then different
hmm.
things that I say about randomness, an array of topics.
And they
So
can
that
follow you
blog,
on that's on Instagram, right?
that's on Instagram, and it's CA Said It. So CASAIDIT. Or they can just
CA.
type my name in, Charity Adetiba, and it'll come up.
All right, I'm putting it on the chat for the people. Y'all can see it's CA said it on Instagram. Did I get that right? Look at that on the screen.
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
Awesome, awesome. And so, do you have a website as well, or they just can find you on social media for now?
It will be casaid.com, but I'm still
Okay,
building my blog site, so it will be
okay.
up in the next few weeks.
All
And I posted
right.
in my Instagram, in the bio, you can link your website, so it'll be in there.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So y'all go visit her on Instagram. CA said it, and her dating chronicles are so hilarious. So where they can follow you on Facebook, right? Because I see it
Oh,
on
for
Facebook.
sure.
I don't know if you post it everywhere.
I only posted on Facebook,
Okay, so yeah, y'all follow her on Facebook because her dating chronicles are freaking hilarious, and the conversations
and
that
they're
ensue
true.
are
They are
they're
actually
true.
true dating
What's
chronicles that people have sent me in my direct message.
Real quick, what's one of the craziest chronicles you've received lately?
Ooh, ooh, the one about the drug dealer. He was a
You
drug
gotta tell us.
dealer. Oh, okay. So okay, so this particular person went on a date with this guy twice, I think, and then like the third
Okay.
time they went to his apartment for dinner. He cooked dinner. Dinner was great. Made dessert. Everything was great, and he had a big table in the back of the living room that just had all kind of random stuff on it. And she was like, "What is all that stuff over there?" And he was like, "Oh, that's my, where I set up my drugs." Excuse me. And it was a whole bunch of like gummies and what do they call weed buds or whatever. I don't smoke or
Girl, I
anything,
don't
so
know.
excuse me.
I
But it
don't
was
know
like
the drugs.
all
Like I
this,
don't know the drugs. I don't know the drugs.
and so she was not understanding. Like we talked about, do you drink? Do you smoke? Do you have kids? Have you been married before? And he
He
was like,
like, no,
oh,
I don't
I
smoke.
don't.
I just sell drugs. Duh.
Exactly. And so, and I said earlier, it takes like 2 or 3 days before not you don't know everything about a person, but you kind of start to envision some kind of serious dating potential with somebody. If y'all
Yeah.
get along, y'all been talking for a few weeks, y'all have went out 2 or 3 times, like, oh my God, I really like him. Like, let's see where this goes. And so at that point, she was like, I can't date you no more. Like you out here slanging drugs and gummies. Like you got me over here
That's
in this
not what
in
I
the
want in
trap
my
house.
life.
Like you wasn't gonna tell me you had a little trap house. And so I thought that was pretty
Out
crazy.
there. Yeah.
That was pretty
Well,
crazy. And so I don't know. A lot of people though were recommending that they stay together because he was gonna have a lot of money, cash flow.
a lot of people recommend that they do stay together.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I've dated a drug dealer before. It's nothing. They always have cash. It's exciting. Blah blah. I'm like,
I
I
mean,
don't
I had
recommend
a
it.
moment in college, but here was the thing: similar to
And I
this
got
this
kids.
chronicle,
Like,
that you're mentioning, I didn't realize that that's what he was doing. I didn't know because we went to two different schools, and so when I came up, I came to find out later that when I would come up into town, he would kill all transactions. So if it was known, that his girlfriend was coming, nothing. And so he
don't hit
stopped
him on his
everything while I was
pager.
there. Then when I left, he picked right back up.
They didn't page him when you was there.
Huh?
They didn't page him on his pager. You know how
Or
they used to have
whatever it
beepers.
was. You know, I don't
The
know if
little
they had
beepers.
if they were still using beep, they probably would. But all I know is when how I found out is we were in the car. I was on some ice. He had came down to my school. His school's like an hour from my school in another city. And so we were leaving my school, headed to his school. It was snowy and icy outside, and we had a wreck. And the wreck
Oh,
swung the car around, and we went down into this little embankment. And I mean, it was scary, but we were okay. Child, it turns out they had a warrant for his arrest. And I'm like, what? Like, oh my God. And then
see, that's
he
what
had
I'm
to
talking about.
explain to me in that moment, after we had been dating for probably about a year, why he had this warrant. And I'm like,
That's
you do what?
that's that stuff I don't need no have no parts of.
See?
No, no,
Hmm.
it ain't gonna. It can't be me. I got kids. I can't bring my kids over here to the dope house.
Okay. And see, that's the thing. He was not, he was in college. He was not in no flashy car and all this. He was literally doing it to pay for school. And so,
Well,
but he was, huh?
this dude had a job. This dude had a full time job. Retired military, and
Wow.
so why are you selling? Like, are you just looking for a hobby? You don't know what else to do with your time. You
Yeah.
just selling drugs because you obviously don't need the money. So it didn't even add up. But anyway, she
Wow.
didn't stay with him. She didn't stay with him.
I,
Mm-mm.
I, I don't
And then I had a
recommend
dating
it
chronicle from
because,
a guy.
huh?
I had a dating chronicle from a guy actually too. I get those sometimes. I love getting those. I
Okay.
don't get them often though. But he said that he went on a date with this girl a few times and she would never let him walk her to the car. And
Okay.
so finally, maybe like date four or something, he kind of insisted. They were getting to know each other a lot, talking a lot. And so she finally let him walk her to the car. And she has to crawl in the passenger side door to get to the driver's seat. And she didn't want him
Oh,
to see. And
oh,
so he was like, what, maybe, I think I just asked, like, what would you do if that was your situation as a
okay.
guy? Or maybe I think I flipped it and said, ladies, would you go on a date if you were embarrassed about your car because you had to climb in your car? Like, would
Mm,
you still be dating? Would you not be ashamed of it if you did date, or would you hide it like she did? And I was like, and guys, what would you do if that was you? And I got a lot of different answers. A lot of women was like, she ain't got no reason to be spending no money getting ready for no date if she can't fix her door. She got her priorities messed up. And some dude was like, some of the girls were like, he need to fix her door if he a real man and all this other stuff. I'm like, it's a little bit of pressure for 21 days of dating somebody to ask them to take your car to the mechanic. I mean, I wouldn't
yeah,
decline it,
for
but
for
I
for
wouldn't be
some people,
mad.
you know what? Again, timing is
It
relative
just depends.
because, like we were
It
talking
depends
about
on the
earlier,
person
about
too.
people staying in bad situations too long. Timing is relative. You know, if he's a guy, he got some
Yeah,
money, or if he's a guy,
it's
he
nothing.
know a guy, he might, hey, let me get your card. So,
Yeah, if
so
he
and
really
there's
likes
other
him,
people who are
and he
like, I
did
don't
fix the
know you,
car.
I'm not getting into that. So it just depends.
He did fix the car, so
Oh, well, see,
he
he's
actually
sweet.
did.
That was a
Now me,
sweet,
I
kind
wouldn't even be.
gesture.
I
He
wouldn't
didn't have to,
even.
but that was nice.
I wouldn't even be on the date. I would be one of the people that's like, I can't. I'm not about to go on a date crawling in my car.
Let me see. Would I
But
be on
that's
a date
me.
crawling in my car?
Like I gotta crawl over the parking brake and everything. Like how I'm gonna get over the parking brake in the middle console
I would
area.
take
That's a lot going
I would
on.
date while I
That's
have
a
a
lot going on.
broken car door. I would date while I have a broken car door, but I would probably just take a Uber.
Mm, okay,
Mm,
I can get down with that.
I probably would take a Uber. Yep, just so
I
I
can
don't
get
have to
down with
be
that.
embarrassed or don't have to have that awkwardness of I don't want you walking to my car and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. But anyway, girl, it sounds like the dating chronicles and shenanigans gonna be an amazing podcast. So when you get ready to actually go live, we gotta have you back so we'll do a whole dating chronicles show and then kind of help, push into the
Yes.
launch
I
all
will be
off,
more
and,
than
and
happy to do
we'll
that.
bring your co-host too, your best friend.
For sure. For sure.
All right, man. Well, I certainly do appreciate you for coming on and adding your very well put insight on some of these topics, and specifically on this topic of what do women bring to the table. I appreciate
We
your
bring. Oh,
appreciate your insight, and thank you for sharing with us. Thank you, Juju, for being on the broadcast with us too, little baby.
he left.
All right, man. Well, everybody, thank y'all for tuning in. If you're watching the replay, be sure to leave your commentary, and we'll be happy to address it even after this goes off the air. And if there be nothing else, y'all may see me vlogging this weekend starting tomorrow, because I don't know what the husband doing for my birthday. So be looking out for that. And otherwise, I'll see y'all next Friday on Friday Live.
All right. Thanks for
Thank
having me, Tracy.
y'all.
I'll see you next
Bye
time.
bye. Huh?
And I said I'll see you next time. I'm about to message you who tour bus that was.
Oh, okay, girl. Bye, y'all.
Bye.